Good morning. Welcome to 4 by 8 Paper Stuff. This is Beth. We're in our river journal on the Danube and the Rhine. Let's get going.
Okay, so we had coffee shop art, which that is a play on words. If you remember on the Ganges River, I did opium den art, which I just made crazy people, the odd looking people. You know, that kind of stuff. Must have been in volume 1. Jeez. Or volume 2, which I need to fix. It's coming unglued. Ah, here we go. Ganges. Yangtze, not the Ganges. Yangtze. Here's our poppies. This is just a play on words. Here's our opium den art. Just went crazy. We pretended like we were on opium. And then these people were the whatevers. The opium made me do it. It's just fun. It's just an art journal. It doesn't have to be serious. And it's fun to experiment with different things. And so far I've got pretty normal looking things. Well, that might not be normal, but it's okay. I see a lot of people do, sorry about my voice. I see a lot of people do butterflies, and I'm not into the butterflies either. But let's see if we can make the butterflies our own. And I'm thinking landscapes, because the landscaping around the castles that we have been to on the Rhine, a few of the castles, we've gone to some in Prague, I think. Yeah, and Koblenz, which I really loved. But there was beautiful flowers. And sometimes they use these things as a modern day venue for parties or whatevers. And so they are keeping the flowers in the gardens up to date. And there were butterflies in the gardens. So that's how this all leads to coffee shop art. We're going to make wild butterflies that might be in the landscapes along some of these castles in the flower gardens. So I'm going to fast forward. I think I know how I'm going to make the wings. And I know how I'm going to make their heads. We're going to go from there. Should be fun. Who knows? Just fun. Okay, we're going to fast forward now.
Well, I am searching through magazines and through paper for wings and body parts and heads and accents to wings, shoes, legs. These could be wings, deli paper that I've been painting, just playing. And then I pull out this magazine, and it all comes to a screeching halt.
Okay, stop everything. I think that piece of paper fell. Look at this ad for hair conditioner. Can you see it? New York, a kind of like a fairy girl. We're going to put this out. We're going to use this. Just changed my mind. This might have to be a horizontal spread. I wasn't just going to cut out faces out of the magazine. Okay, we need another little... We've got to white this out. And we're going to make another fairy, a butterfly person over here. Okay. Back to the fast forward. Because I'm not sure how this is all going to work. And I have no voice. Okay.
So we are going to still make some wings and still look for some body parts, but we have a background, we have a landscape, and we have coffee shop art. Here comes some wings, just some scrap paper that I've been cleaning paper paintbrushes off on and paper off on. But I want to make my background blend. I got to get rid of the conditioner. I got to get rid of the sales ad and some of the legal mumbo jumbo that's down there. And Dee Dee Willingham talks about this a lot. Practice blending your paint in your colors by doing this on a magazine ad. It is so true. It helps. It all has to dry a little bit now, and I started with white because it's a really faint blue gray cloudy background. Um, and I do find some legs, and I do find some shoes, and I find a head, all out of this In Style magazine, I think it is. My condolences to the body parts that I ripped apart. She's not perfect, but she will work, and she has skinny legs, and that's all I wanted was kind of like stylish skinny legs. Um, and I fussy cut around them, and I'm going to give her some wings and cut off her head, most likely. Yes, my condolences to whoever's child this really is. I'm not sure who it is. But she's going to be forever immortalized in my art journal about the Danube and the Rhine River. When I confuse the Danube and the Rhine, please excuse me because I'm just brain dead and I don't mean to confuse them, but I do sometimes. So when I say Danube and I really mean Rhine, you have to automatically assume that I know what I'm talking about, but I really don't. Oh, did you see that sewing machine? Anyhow, so now I'm searching for a head, I believe, and I find one, and basically I'm just cannibalizing this magazine and turning it into my own little butterfly fairy in a castle along the Danube or the Rhine. And that little tiny picture that I just tore out are butterflies, so they're going to go in the balloons that the original ad was carrying. And my balloons are going to be butterfly balloons. And we did see gorgeous flower gardens along the way, and in some of these castles, you don't tour very many because most of them are not able to be walked through. They're just relics, and they might still belong to people and certain families. I don't know, but the ones that we do go in on either river are used mostly as modern day venues, and they do keep the grounds beautiful. Or there are parks like national state parks or whatever. And we went to one, I think it was along the Danube, that had just been used for a city, like publicizing the city evening, and they had a red carpet still, and they had, I mean, it was fancy. But the flowers are gorgeous, and there's lots of butterflies. We did the Danube in early May, which was still cold because they had snow in Prague. So I've got white on here, and now it's drying. And never fear, I know the landscape on the bottom is New York. We're going to make it our own. And there I'm cutting out my butterfly balloons for the one fairy on the left to carry. And I'm actually going to cannibalize that picture to make it into my butterflies also. But here comes a head, and here comes some legs, and she needs a neck, and we're going to give her a little bit of a neck. And I'm going to put some hair back on her. I don't do this very often at all, can you tell? But practice makes perfect, and we're in a coffee shop, don't forget. We're producing our art today in a coffee shop, so all of it is fair game. And there goes my balloons. I'm not happy with my background yet. I need to add some more blue and some gray to make the background blend in with the rest of the magazine. And I'm not very good at this either because I'm still a newbie at it for sure. But you can't get better unless you keep practicing. So I keep adding white here and there, using a finger, using a paintbrush, using blues, using a little bit of black and white to make a gray color with blue. I finally get to it. I was going to try to use other supplies to make that, but really the best thing is acrylic paint. In my opinion, with my training, what little there is of it. And I keep adding a little bit of blue, and I get it too bright, and then I kind of push it back a little bit. Finally, in the end, it's not exactly seamless, but it works for me. And it was fun, and that's the whole point of all of this, is fun and challenging yourself and producing art every day. Huge fan of producing art every day. Whether you're sick or not sick, whether your dog is looking for scraps of food under your art table, which there is none, whether your granddaughter is with you, whether your granddaughter is ice skating and you'd rather be ice skating, whether your dad's in the hospital, whatever, which, by the way, he's doing very good. The home health care nurse had come by and checked on him, and he's still on oxygen, but probably not for very long. He's able to take it off a couple times a day. But anyhow, I tried oil pastels. Curti, I just can't get into these things. I'm not using them right, I know. And I tried my Stabilos, and that didn't work either, probably because all of it has that acrylic paint finish to it, which is not conducive to a lot of stuff except more acrylic paint. So that's what I end up doing. But it's a lesson on how to do all this stuff. And I'm continuously trying to learn how to use all these supplies. There's a dog in the background here. You might be able to hear him. He's licking his paw. Bogey, leave your paw alone. Anyhow, so I finally start putting black and white together to make some gray and adding a little bit of blue into it. But I backed off the original artwork from the magazine ad. That's what I think I had to do. And it's getting closer to the color that I want. Actually, it dries much lighter and much bluer. That's the color I want right there. After it dries. Nope, that's the color I want. Perhaps. Yes. See how it's really blending in now? But with the original color. And that paper, the ad actually is a little ombre effect. It's darker at the top and lighter at the bottom, or vice versa. Darker at the bottom. And I just kind of mash it around to sort of make it look like it was the original ad color. And now that needs to dry. And we just clean out our little bowl and add more paint to this thing and scrape it around and smush it around and add texture to 2 pieces at a time. And it goes on, and therefore my paper pile just keeps growing and growing, but it's luscious. So we are back to the ad. It has dried a little bit more, but I keep messing with it. In real time, this has taken all day. I've let it dry, mess with it. Now I'm going to change my landscape from New York to a city along the Rhine or the Danube near you. I just added some towers and turrets to some of these buildings with the cobblestone looking tops to them. And I'm making it my own Danube/Rhine city. And what else did I do? Oh yeah, I'm giving my left-hand butterfly some, after I glue her on, some hair. And they're coffee shop art, don't forget. So I qualify for coffee shop art. Not much real art, but coffee shop art. Because you don't have to have everything perfect. And her hair is blowing in the breeze like the right-hand butterfly fairy is. And I think the butterfly fairy on the right, her skirt is made out of like flower petals. So they're not identical twins. They're fraternal twins. That's my story, and we're sticking to it. I'm just trying to add definition to the wings at this point, realizing you can't draw on much with an acrylic paint with too many markers, or you mess them up. But you can with Crayola markers. I'm telling you, Crayola markers. Crayola's got it going here, people. There's some things you just can't do without a Crayola marker. Or Stabilo All. Stabilo All is the most useful tool. Anyhow, it was fun. I love this. I love it. I love it.
All right, the story is coffee shop art, landscapes. Well, coffee shop art are these whimsical girls. Coffee shop art means under the influence of a coffee shop. I say that in quotes. Just pretend. All for fun. And I've been in opium dens and created quirky characters. Now I'm in a coffee shop creating quirky characters. And my quirky characters were reminiscent of butterflies we saw on flowers in all the different castles along the way in the Danube and the Rhine. So, Danube, Rhine, butterfly ladies looking for a coffee shop. Get it? Fun. My blue got a little darker with drawing, but I still like it. And it's quirky, and it's cute, and it's different. And where's my traveler's notebook thingy? I've lost them. Oh, here it is. Alright, so when I put it in, it's going to go approximately like that. Cute. I like it a lot. Different. Magazine ad art. I highly recommend it. It's fun. Alright, we're going to draw 2 for tomorrow. No Cartier. I'm not putting them back in. I'm going to use them for my Missouri personal journal with a little bit of altering. I made up a list. Is it in this book? Yeah, I did the spread just like I did. I mean, this is just writing. But it has the cities and the journal and the history and my own pictures and landscape and Frog Lady Replicate and Card Journey and little subtitles underneath. And I'm going to try to apply these titles to those titles. So here are the ones for tomorrow. I'm giving myself 24 hours to think. Or not even 24. Daphne's Diary collage. Ooh. That means find something in a Daphne's Diary magazine that reminds me of this. And there's a lot of European things. While I draw my own maps of the Danube and the Rhine. This can be very fun. Very fun. But, see, I'm putting them in here. And now, let's see. 5 and 6. Coffee shop art landscape. Another one of my hairs. My hairs are everywhere all of a sudden. Fun. Make your own prompts like this. Out of your favorite spreads. Fun. See you all tomorrow. It's been gorgeous here, but I still don't feel great, so ay, ay, ay.